Hello, welcome back to the channel where today I will be doing a Q&A, especially as it's the international break. We all know how boring international breaks can be, especially with some of the games that were played last night, especially with England winning 7-0 against Montenegro. I've decided to do another Q&A, and you guys have got your questions in to me, and I have to say that there are a lot of good ones. So let's just start, shall we? Let's just start. So obviously the first question that I have. So there's a couple from this person. It's at Guy and Balam 2019, and his first question is, when is your wedding? My wedding is the 2nd of July 2022. So there's that one answered for you. So there we go. Have you always been in Edinburgh, or have you moved around at all? I have been. I've most of my life I've been in Edinburgh. There was a period in my life when we were in Inverness for a wee bit. But apart from that, I've definitely been in Edinburgh. Definitely been in Edinburgh most of my life. So, you know, that's another thing for me. Is that Edinburgh is definitely my hometown, and it's definitely one of those things that you can say that have I moved around? No, to be honest, no. So Edinburgh has probably been my hometown for a long time. Places you have visited in the world. I've been to a few places, in fact. Probably the main one, obviously Tenerife. Got engaged there. Fantastic place. Sunny Beach, Bulgaria. Absolutely brilliant. Really loved that as well. Berlin. I really enjoyed that as well. And also, 2002, 2003, when Livingston were in the UEFA Cup. Yeah, you can tell how long that one was. I was in Graz with Livingston. We lost 5-2, but we won 4-3 in the return leg at Livingston. So that one was a very good one. And I was only 10 at the time as well. So it's yeah, you know, it's one of those things. But no, I really enjoyed that, and I think that one was one. Other places, I mean, I've been to countless places in England. I've been to Liverpool, I've been to Manchester, I've been to London quite a few times as well. Taunton, obviously Inverness. I think obviously also Australia, but I don't really remember much about Australia either. So yeah, there's definitely a few places that I have visited, but obviously Tenerife would probably be my favourite, considering I did get engaged there, and it was very good. Very good holiday destination as well to go to. Now this is quite a complicated question. Do you see Steven Gerrard leaving Rangers at the end of the season to go to another club, and could it depend on if they win trophies? In my opinion, Steven Gerrard is doing a fantastic job at Rangers. You can quite clearly see that he has brought some stability to Rangers. He's been excellent. He really has. And do you know something? I think the one thing you can definitely say about it is that he has obviously got them playing. He's winning games. He is very good for Rangers, and in my opinion, the season that's going ahead so far for Rangers is they're doing very well. And I think you would say that if he is to leave Rangers, but I don't see him leaving Rangers at this time of period. In all honesty, yes, obviously if a big club comes in for him, then yeah, you will probably see that. But for me, I don't think Steven Gerrard is ready to leave Rangers. Could it depend if they win trophies? Well, in my opinion, I think Rangers will definitely win something this season. I do. I really do. I do think Rangers will win something this season. But I don't see Steven Gerrard leaving. The only clubs I could see him leaving for would be somewhere in the Championship, and maybe a Premier League club. But apart from that, I can't see Steven Gerrard leaving. So I don't think Steven Gerrard will leave at the end of the season. So that is that one. Do you still expect Celtic to win the SPFL Premiership? Well, it's neck and neck at the top for sure. Yeah, I did say at the start of the season that I did think Celtic would win the SPFL Premiership. But to be fair, we've got a title race. We have definitely got a title race this season, because both of these sides are neck and neck. They're on the same amount of points. Celtic have got one more goal than Rangers. So at this moment in time, I would still expect Celtic to win. But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Rangers do go on and eclipse Celtic. But it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting. I think the pivotal moment will be after the winter break. I think after that it's going to be gung ho from then on in. And I think obviously with the Europa League being a dominating factor, with Celtic being through and Rangers obviously not being through yet, that could be another factor. So at this moment in time, do I expect Celtic to still win the SPFL Premiership? Yes, I do. But I do expect Rangers to really, really push them close. And it'll be very, very interesting to see. But for me at the moment, Celtic will still win the Premiership. So we'll see what happens with that one. So thank you, Guy and Balam 2019, for your questions. Quite a few good ones there. The next question comes in from George, and this is at Georgie Tennant, and he has asked, "How did you end up becoming a Liverpool fan?" Quite simple, really. My dad. My dad has been a big Liverpool fan in the 70s and the 80s. Obviously, he watched the sort of the glory years through the 80s. So it was kind of that, and I can actually tell you my first ever Liverpool game. In fact, it was Liverpool 4, Sheffield United 0. It was 2007, I think it was. Yeah, so that was my first ever Liverpool game. So it was basically down to him, and it was good to see, as well. So yeah, just through my dad, really. I think also that being a Liverpool fan is excellent, and you can quite clearly see that it's a very good time to be a Liverpool fan at the moment. 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League. It's looking good. Current European champions. It's looking like a good season so far, but obviously still a long way to go. And if you'd asked me, would I want an 8-point lead at this point, this stage of the season? Yes, I would. I would definitely want that. So at this moment in time, I think that it is going to be a very, very interesting season. But yeah, it was mainly from my dad, George, and my dad was a very, very big Liverpool fan growing up. So and then obviously, it's passed on to sort of families as well. So little bro is a Liverpool fan as well. So yeah, it's definitely that. And yeah, I'll hopefully get to more games very, very soon. But it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. So thank you very much, George, for your question. Now the next question comes from Carl at Mr. Carl Edgar. Obviously, go and subscribe to that United family on YouTube. Very, very good channel as well. Also follow Carl on Twitter as well. He's obviously been on my channel. And obviously he's a Manchester United fan. So he has asked, what are you going to do if Liverpool bottle yet another title? Cry, probably. Because this is the best chance of winning the league for me is this season. I know last season, I know we lost it by a point last season. I know we were ahead at Christmas, but if we can keep players fit, if we can keep players healthy, then I don't see us slipping up. But it could depend on December. December is a huge critical month for Liverpool. But yeah, What am I going to do if Liverpool bottle yet another title? Probably cry. Probably cry, because, in my opinion, this is the best chance of Liverpool to win the Premier League for sure. So to answer your question, I'd probably cry and just be very disappointed. That's all you can do. Yeah, definitely for that one. So thank you, Carl, for your question. And now we have Bob, a good friend of mine. Used to work with him at Glian L. Has playing for Scotland lost its value? Yes, and I think the reason is that on this day in 2003 was the very first Scotland match I went to. Was Scotland 1, Holland 0. James McFadden scored the winner that day. So I think it has lost its value. I think there's not many players coming through, and in my opinion, we're becoming like minnows now, which is really strange to say, but we are becoming minnows, and it's very disappointing to see that. And I think that the upcoming games are going to be very interesting to see how far we have really come, and also like I said, but yeah, there's not many players wanting to play for us now, and that is the worrying thing for a Scotland fan. It's just we're not bringing through youth. We're not bringing any players in. And Steve Clarke's squads, there's players in that squad now that haven't played for a wee while. So yeah, I think it has lost its value. I think it has, and that is the disappointing thing about being a Scotland fan. And then he asks, "What do I think on the Sterling Gomez bust up?" Oh, wow. Quite simple, really. Quite simple. Blown out of proportion. It's been blown out of proportion. It all started through that Liverpool-Manchester City game where, Gomez goes and wins the ball from Sterling, and then, it all happens from then. And then I just think it's ridiculous that these things happen all the time in football. So what difference is it now that this is made a story by the press that it has to be leaked to the press? Like, I don't get it. This should have been dealt with behind closed doors. As of the Sterling, I mean, he's petulant. He is petulant, and he does have moments when he does that. I remember when anyone remember the Being Liverpool series that came out? Sterling actually spoke out of turn to Brendan Rodgers and actually got a really telling off. So from then on, there's been a couple of moments that he's behaved really badly. So what do I think of it? I just think it's one of those things where it just blown out of proportion again by the English media. And yeah, I mean, obviously I watched England last night, and Joe Gomez getting booed by England fans, absolutely disgraceful. And credit to Sterling for coming out right after the game and tweeting his apology. And it was definitely a very good apology. So what do I think of it? I just think it's been blown out of proportion, to be honest. And I think these things happen all the time in football. If this had happened in Fergie's day, if this had happened with Roy Keane or someone like that, then I don't think it would have been leaked to the press. So yeah, so I think it's been blown out of proportion, Bob, to be honest with you. I think it has. So thank you very much for your questions. And a very good friend of the channel now, Mr. Exclusive at the OGS Effect. When the time comes, who will succeed Jurgen Klopp as Liverpool manager? I think that Pep Lijnders will probably replace him, because already I've been very impressed with him in his press conferences, and I think that he will be the man to succeed Jurgen Klopp. So we'll see what happens, but I don't think it's going to happen for a long time. People have said Steven Gerrard. I don't think he's quite ready yet. So again, that'll be interesting to see. So for me, it is Pep Linders for me. So we'll see what happens. Where do Liverpool need to strengthen? I would say probably striker, because I think we are a bit short up front. Obviously, we've got Firmino, Origi, Brewster, and obviously we've got the young boy Glatzel as well. But we do need someone else in there. And, Timo Werner's been mentioned. Will he come to Liverpool? That is another thing. I think he probably will. And be very, very interesting as well. Who would be my ideal and dream signing? Ideal signing, I would say probably Kai Havertz. I've watched him a lot at Leverkusen, and I think he's a very, very good player. But obviously, if he does go to Madrid, as people are expecting him to, then good luck to him. Good luck to him. Dream signing would be, I would definitely want. God, that's a very, very good question. That we do definitely need someone in the midfield. I know the midfield played really, really well against Manchester City, but we just need someone to sort of unlock the defences. That splitting pass that many people say. So I will say that dream signing Maddison for me, but I don't think he'll come to Liverpool. Maddison, I really don't. Ruben Neves, he'd be another one. Neves, I think probably Ruben Neves, to be honest. I think Liverpool were linked with him before he went to Wolves. Will they get him before now? But he'd be a very, very good signing for Liverpool, I think. So I'll say Ruben Neves. But thank you very much for your questions, Mr. Exclusive, and I'll leave your Twitter handle and your YouTube in the comment section below as well. Now we got Scotty1999. What is your favourite away day in Scottish football? It has to be said, I don't go to many away games, and that is obviously due to work and obviously a lot of things, etc. But favourite away day? It has to be one of the long journey ones, I think, because you go away very, very early on. You get like the supporters bus. I remember going up to Inverness for a game, Inverness Livingston, and Livingston won 3-1 that day. I think it was when we were in the SPFL Championship, and Inverness away is a very, very good ground because you're right behind the goal, and it's a very, very good trip. It's a very, very good trip as well. I'll hold my hand up and say I have been to every SPFL ground at this moment in time in the Premiership. So it's really, really hard to choose. Obviously, I like Easter Road. I like Tynecastle. I like Celtic Park. I like Ibrox, Pittodrie. I would even say Fir Park as well. You're obviously behind the goals as well for that one. Ross County I've been to a couple of times. I would say probably Hearts or Hibs, because that is kind of a derby, kind of like a sort of an A71 derby going into Edinburgh. But obviously it'd be a Lothians derby. It would be, but yeah, I'll say Easter Road for obviously the Premiership, but the Championship definitely Inverness for me. So that one would be very, very good for me. But yeah, I'll say Easter Road and then probably Inverness. So thank you very much, Scotty, for your question. And another good friend of the channel, LCFC Boya, which is at LCFC_Boya_YT. And he's asked, what is my top four? Now, I will say this now. My top four at the start of the season was Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea. So I've got 3 out of 4. I didn't expect Tottenham to be struggling as badly as they have been. And I certainly didn't expect Leicester to be anywhere near second place. I think Leicester City have been absolutely brilliant under Brendan Rodgers. And in my opinion, I'd be very surprised if the top four changed as it was. In my opinion, I don't see Arsenal getting into the top four. I don't see Manchester United getting into the top four. I don't see Tottenham getting into the top four. But it is very early on, and a lot of things can change in this season. So, but for me at the moment, I would say that top four is probably secure for teams like Leicester City, teams like Manchester City, teams like Liverpool as well. So I'm going to say that the top four, as it is at the moment, will probably be the top four that is there at the end of the season. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for me, I think Leicester City will be in there. I think City will be in there, and I think Chelsea will be in there. I don't think Arsenal are consistent enough. I don't think Manchester United are consistent enough. And Tottenham, they blow hot and cold at the moment as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick with that top four. I'm gonna stick with the top four that is there at the moment. But yeah, I think Leicester City will be in there. I think Liverpool will be in there for sure. City definitely, and I'm gonna go Chelsea as well. So, yeah. But we'll end in that order. That is the main thing. We will see what happens. So thank you very much, Anthony, for your question. And another good friend of mine is Liz Roundtree Golden at Roundtree Liz, and she's asked, "What is your most cherished LFC related possession?" Gosh, that is a very good question. That is a very, very good question. I think probably my keyring. I've got a Liverpool keyring. I've got a lot of Liverpool things really. I've obviously got tops. I've obviously got an autograph book. Got autograph pen as well. Used to have a Liverpool wallet as well. Yeah, but I've got a couple of photos as well. I've got Virgil van Dijk. I've got Andy Robertson as well. But my most cherished Liverpool possession probably would be my autograph book. And the reason I say that is because I've got a lot of autographs from ex-Liverpool players. Maybe not current at the moment, but I do have a lot of Liverpool players, past Liverpool players, I should say, in that book, and it's done me really, really well. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how many I can get for that. But we'll see. We'll see very, very much for that as well. So yeah, I'll definitely say that my most cherished possession is probably my autograph book. That would be that. And then we've got Nathan from NWMYT, and that is NWMYT at his Twitter. How do I rate Scotland's chances getting through the playoffs? In my opinion, Nathan, I think it's very, very slim. This is the biggest game of Steve Clarke's tenure for sure. And I think it is going to be very, very interesting to see how they do. How do I see them? Well, if we get Bulgaria, I think away from home we'll probably lose. I think we'll probably win against Bulgaria. But then again, if we come up against a Norway, if we come up against a Finland, we're doomed. We are doomed because Finland and Norway are doing really, really well at this moment in time. So I think that they are very, very slim for me. Very, very slim indeed. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for me, be very, very slim. So we'll see what happens for that one. But how do I rate them? Very, very slim. Very, very slim. Then he's asked, Emery in or out, and who to replace him? Well, I think Emery is on the cusp of going, in my opinion. I think he's a man that's definitely under pressure, and a man whose days are numbered at Arsenal Football Club. I just don't see how he survives, in my opinion. That is another thing to say, but yeah, it's Emery. I just think that he's lost the plot for me. I was surprised he stayed after the cup final, if I'm being honest. I thought he might have gone then, but interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. I will say Emery out because I know someone from work who is very, very big on Unai Emery to go. Who to replace him? Well, if you get rid of Emery, who do you bring in? That's the main thing. I think they will probably go with an interim manager and then probably wait for someone like I don't know. Chris Wilder seems to be getting mentioned, but would Arsenal fans want him? Would Arsenal fans want Eddie Howe? Brendan Rodgers seems to be getting linked with Arsenal, but again, would he leave Leicester? Very, very tricky to say. Very, very tricky to say. Then obviously you've got Simeone, you've got Eric Ten Hag. I think that's his name, the Ajax manager. So it'll be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. But I think they'll probably put Freddie Ljungberg in charge of interim. Maybe Mikel Arteta. There is a lot of things about Mikel Arteta going to Arsenal as manager. So there, I would say that. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Who you think should replace Emery? But I think they'll go with an interim, probably Ljungberg or someone along that calibre, or maybe they might bring Thierry Henry back. Who knows? But we shall see what happens. And then his final question was, how can VAR be improved, or should it be thrown in the bin completely? VAR, the burden of ill football, really. I'm not sure, to be honest. There's a lot of problems with it. Obviously, if you looked at the World Cup, they were using the monitors in the World Cup. And I think the worrying thing is they've not been using the monitors very, very often either. But we've had a couple of things this season where Firmino's armpit is offside. And then at the weekend there, Spurs against Sheffield United, Lundstrom's big toe was offside. So is that clear and obvious error? No, it's not. So for me, I think they should watch how they're doing VAR in Italy and obviously Spain as well. USA seems to be using it as well. So I just think the people who are running it don't know what they're doing. And should it be thrown in the bin completely? I think if it doesn't improve, then I would just scrap it. Just scrap it completely. So yeah, I think they should scrap it. So we'll see what happens. See what happens. But for me, VAR should be put in the bin completely, in my opinion. So thank you very much, Nathan, for your question as well. Marcus at _Mad Marcus. Would you wear an Everton shirt for less than £100 an hour? Now, obviously, if this was for charity, I probably would wear an Everton shirt because it's not as bad as a Manchester City shirt or a Manchester United shirt. So, would I wear an Everton shirt? I'd probably never wear an Everton shirt if it was to be on like a match day or anything, and that would just be stupid. But see if it was for like a charity event or like a swap shirt charity event, then yeah, maybe I would. Maybe I would even do it for a bet as well. Like if I lost a bet, like I remember Carl making a bet actually if Huddersfield, I don't know if he's actually still done it yet, so I will need to ask him, but he did a bet on Sam Radio to say that if Huddersfield finished above Leeds, he would wear a Huddersfield Town shirt on the show. So if it was something like that, like if Liverpool finished below Everton, then I will wear an Everton shirt. Then I would probably do that. But I probably would do it. Not for money, but I'd probably do it like on a radio station. I wouldn't definitely do it on. I wouldn't definitely do it in public. So yeah, but thank you very much, Marcus, for your interesting question. But I would definitely not wear an Everton shirt if you asked me to get money. If you gave me money, definitely not. If it was for charity or like if I lost a bet or something, then yes, I probably would. So There we go. We've got 2 more questions, and then that we'll wrap that up. It's been a very, very good half an hour on this. Kirsten McKenzie has asked, who do you think will be the next Northern Ireland manager? In my opinion, I think the next Northern Ireland manager is between 2 people. Stephen Robinson at Motherwell and Tommy Wright at St Johnstone. Obviously, Michael O'Neill has gone to Stoke, but let's just applaud Michael O'Neill for what he has done for Northern Ireland. Basically got them into being a fantastic international team. Really, really did. Obviously, he's managing Northern Ireland for the games against Netherlands and Germany. Can Northern Ireland get through? It's going to be very, very tough. It's going to be very, very tough. I think they kind of knew that these games would be do or die against Germany and Holland. So it'll be very, very interesting to see that one. Who do I think? I think it's going to be. Do you know the fact? The fact is, I said this on the radio. I said Stephen Robinson. I'm going to stick with Stephen Robinson, but would he want to move to part time? That's another thing. So, I'll say Stephen Robinson or Tommy Wright, and I think Tommy Wright will get it probably. Yeah, I'll go for Tommy Wright, Kirsty. And also let me know what you think as well. So. Thank you very much for your question. And the final question of the Q&A before my voice goes is Nick Salerno, and that is at nsalerno5. Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can do a similar job that Jurgen Klopp has done for Liverpool? No, is my opinion. I'm not sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can get consistent results enough, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, good. He's a good manager, but he has got a big job on his hands at Manchester United. And if Man United were to finish mid-table, would they keep him? That is another thing. So it should be very, very interesting. But I don't think that Solskjaer will do what Klopp has done at Liverpool. I don't think he'll win a Champions League. I don't think he's going to win a Premier League. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp hasn't done that yet, but obviously that is to come. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But we'll see what happens. But to answer your question, I don't think Solskjaer will be there by the end of the season, in my opinion. So that's what I think for that one. But we'll see. We'll see because I think it depends on their home form, really, Manchester United. So we'll see what happens anyways. So that is it. Thank you very much to everyone who has gave me questions to ask and answer. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And good luck to Northern Ireland. Good luck to Scotland. In my opinion, Scotland are going to probably lose in Cyprus and probably will beat Kazakhstan. So that's just me as well. So if this is the first video that you have watched and liked, then please hit that subscribe button, smash a like, leave a comment. That would be fantastic. And thank you very much for watching this Q&A. And I'll be back very, very soon with some more videos. Yeah, we shall see what happens this weekend. Obviously, will Hibs and Hearts appoint new managers? That will be very, very interesting indeed. So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please hit a like, smash a like, leave a comment. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, speak to you all later. Bye bye for now.